The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Now is your chance to qualify for the golden ticket that gets you and a guest into every Q101 event for a year. Please don't text and drive. Standard message and data rates apply.
Q101.
Here we go. Tickets for The Offspring, Simple Plan, Sum 41, all at Credit Union 1 Amphitheater. That's what they call Tinley Park now. Saturday, August 26th. That is this Saturday. Our friends at Live Nation. That is going to be a show. Always an awesome show with The Offspring. 312-591-8300. Text AHOY, AHOY, to 312-591-8300. That's your chance at The Offspring tickets. And then you're qualified for the golden ticket. Kenzie, why don't you tell people what the golden ticket's all about?
Oh my God, it feels so nervous. Okay, so basically what happens is if you are the winner, which is gonna happen, not necessarily that you're for sure the winner, but the winner's gonna get chosen around the end of the monthies.
Yes.
Right? And we're getting really close to that. So we're gearing up, we're getting ready. And if you are the golden ticket winner, the first prize you get to cash in on is Riot Fest.
Yeah.
And that's all 3 days. This is not a pick and choose scenario. So when we have Twisted Christmas, Lollapalooza, Riot Fest, it's passes to every single one, okay? There's no weird catch. There's no fine print that's like, well, pick your favorite day of Twisted. We're not going to provide that. No, it's all of it, okay?
Yup.
Now, there's going to be shows that, of course, get announced. Think about the amount of bands who haven't told us that they're going to tour in the spring or the summer yet. You have tickets to all those shows. Shows that are already announced. Boom, baby, they're yours. Now, there's the sneaky things that you can't buy your way into.
What?
Like our pop-up shows.
Yes.
And our lounges, which lounges are really cool because sometimes we take these big artists that are about to do a concert and you'd have tickets to their concert, but we do this intimate lounge with them, which is solamente win your way in, baby. Okay? So then you could go to both. And imagine that lounge. How many people sit in there? Like 50?
Something like that. 50 people, 40, 50
God.
people.
Imagine if you'd seen, which we've had, Billie Eilish in there.
Huh?
21 Pilots.
What?
Fall Out Boy.
Yes.
Imagine seeing them in this tiny little room. Like there's Starbucks that are bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? And you get to for real. And there's also more people usually in a Starbucks. It's very crowded. So there you go. That's awesome. Those are all yours too. And you'd never be able to buy those. You get them. Now you get 2 tickets to all these things, not even just one.
What?
Not even just one, hun, okay? So you get to think about the amount of dates, friends nights, gifts to give away.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice. Now it's Riot Fest to Riot Fest, and what we mean by that is you will be attending 2 Riot Fests. Not it goes until the next one and then stops just before, which means you will bump into the new golden ticket winner as the old golden ticket winner next year.
I didn't even think of that. They're going to pass the torch.
Yeah, they should. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Some big golden ticket. That was a great description of the golden ticket. Good job, Kenzie.
Do you feel like you know a lot about it?
I do.
Okay.
I know everything I need to know. I'm going to use them all as gifts because I'm cheap and I don't want to buy gifts. So if I win the golden ticket, I give them all away.
You wouldn't go to a single thing?
I go to a couple of them, I think. But then, if I can take care of all my people with my free concert tickets, I'm taking care
That's
of
what
them.
I'm saying.
It's great.
You could even just give away 1 ticket as a gift and you still go.
Yeah, but then I go with somebody maybe I don't want to go with, maybe.
If you're getting them a gift, I feel like you have to like them.
Yeah, you do.
So that's kind of weird.
So be careful when you text AHOY on who you're going to do this with. No, you can do it alone. Do whatever you want. Text AHOY, AHOY, to 312-591-8300.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
What are you doing if you win the golden ticket? You do not need to make any money. You'll have
Well,
all
we
your...
don't cover rent. We just cover shows.
Yeah. That's right.
To clarify?
You can sell the tickets for sandwiches and rent.
I don't know if we should promote people trying to win this just to sell the tickets.
No, you should not.
Because there's super fans out there who really want to go to every show.
That's true. But
I don't think some B96 listener just trying to get tickets.
Showing up at the
can sell all of them.
Showing up at Riot Fest. That'd be terrible. Hey, I just live in the real world, and I know what people do. Oh, boy.
I'm just saying.
We'll give you that keyword again in 120 seconds if you stay right here, because we're talking about, all the things you'll get into, Lollapalooza, Riot Fest, everything with the golden ticket, and, of course, the Offspring ticket. So stay here for the keyword once again. But speaking of festivals, Fire Festival is back. Now, this seemed to be something that took over just media and pop culture in general about, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, because the festival itself took place 4 years ago.
Oh, well, allegedly. because it didn't really happen.
I mean, it was a festival of sorts.
Yeah, it
a
kinda
festival of
happened.
airs, but
Festival for the rest of us. Yes.
and then the documentary that came out 3 years ago. So yeah.
So that was Billy McFarland. He went to prison for frauding people that wanted to, bought tickets for this festival and did not deliver in any way, shape, or form with the entertainment, with the food, the water, the experience you were supposed to get on an island, everything.
You have some days in history that if you're like a very online person like myself that will live in infamy, and the day of the Fyre Fest, when the sandwiches started getting passed around, the photos of like the ham and cheese sandwiches that were the deluxe VIP meals, and the tents that were supposed to be villas but were really FEMA tents.
Yeah.
When all of those pictures started getting around, that was the day you cancel plans, you don't go to the dentist that day, you lock it on your couch, and you just refresh that Twitter feed over and over and over again.
It's unreal how big that was. It's like Tiger King at the time. It seems old now, but it was actually at the time took over everybody's life.
For me, it was just, if there's one thing I could watch for the first time again, I think it would be that
documentary.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It was, I don't know if I've ever been so glued to something before. Just his history of scamming and I'm like, oh my God. I was just so blown away. Every time somebody popped up for an interview, I was more fascinated. It was incredible.
There's obviously the one scene that went viral about how they had to obtain water.
You're obsessed with this scene.
Because Brian felt like that a few days ago because we ran out of water here. And you should have seen him in the hallways. He sent emails to our bosses like, where are the where
what
is
do
the
I have
water
to
refill?
do?
What do I got to do to get some water around here?
That's who you should be for Halloween.
That guy?
That guy.
If you've seen the documentary, you know what we're talking about, but really you didn't even have to because that clip alone went viral. And everybody saw the clip about the guy of what he had to do to get water.
Is there a way you can dance around it and say what he had to do?
I'm trying. You tried to get the clip and it's too wrong.
That's the thing. I couldn't even.
Sexual favors, really.
Sexual favors.
I mean,
yes.
sexual favors to get water
With
to
his
people.
mouth.
With his
yes,
mouth.
that's the best way to say it.
Well, because that's more work. So I
Okay.
think it's fair to declare that.
I don't know anything about it.
That's a bigger bummer.
It's a bigger bummer.
It is.
Than just regular sexual favors?
Yes.
Okay. You want to elaborate?
I'm sorry, if you're telling me that my only way to live, I wouldn't do it for water, but if it was my only way to live and I had to do it, and it was either going to be my hand or my mouth, where do you think I'm going with this?
I'm not
No,
gonna.
thank you.
Okay. Well, you're on the record. If that happens, we know what to do. It's like a do not resuscitate.
Yeah.
So we now don't know what to do for you to do in that situation.
If our life is on the line, warm up those hands.
Oh, God. Holy crap. Well, the new Fyre Festival.
Anywho.
Yeah, so Billy McFarland, the guy who created It's out of jail, started Fyre Festival 2 now.
It's tenacious.
Yeah.
He's a hustler.
This shows that no one cares. It sold out. The at least first tickets that were $550 each for first buyers has sold out with no lineup and no plans of what it is because I have no idea why.
They didn't even announce location, did they?
Nothing. Nothing's been announced except for the
Because
event.
every location's like, no.
Why, yeah, giving your money to a proven scammer.
Well, yeah, I mean, scammers always impress me because I never have the thought process to scam anybody.
Yeah.
And then they have these elaborate plans like, oh my God, they keep on getting away with it. But I don't know if anybody else is in my position. When I read that Fyre Fest 2, the first wave of tickets sold out, I thought, oh crap, I got to get in on this. I got to get tickets now. I don't want to miss out because they're only going to go bigger and badder than before. They're not going to scale down Fyre Fest.
No, and this is the problem. Everybody wants to see a car crash.
Yeah.
And if
I love a good show.
Kenzie brought this up when we were doing the song talking about it, that you'd want to go, and if it actually went well, you'd be disappointed.
I truly think that everyone buying tickets without a lineup announced or a location announced, if you're buying tickets to this, it's because you want to be in the next Netflix documentary. Like, you are like, this is your meal ticket. You're like, who needs water? I want to be famous. You are out there putting in the work. There's not a chance in hell. And I think that if it goes well, you're like, oh, this is a music festival. I could have went somewhere else.
And he still owes millions to the victims of the first Fyre Festival.
Well, he's going to make it back by doing this one.
That's
you
right.
have to
He's
spend money to make
paying
money,
them with
Brian.
current ticket
That's
sales.
God.
Okay, so we're going to send you there.
I'd love to.
I'll buy your ticket.
But that's a good point because if it's like, let's say the Foo Fighters headline, I don't just want to hear Monkey Wrench. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see a show. I want to see chaos.
Right.
But I want in.
You want Woodstock 99.
A little bit,
You would
yeah.
go for real.
Well, plane ticket is paid for, then why not? I'll go anywhere.
I'll go ask the big guy.
Paying
I
for
don't
your
know.
plane tickets.
We work for a major company. I would think they could spring a few bucks.
Go ask Marv after the show.
I'll get right on that.
Yeah, the big guy.
I'd love to.
Well, I'm covering Fire Festival 2 for the show.
Hey, can I get a press pass for Fire Festival too?
Oh my God, I can't wait to apply for a press pass for that.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Coming up, we'll give you that keyword again if you missed it for the Offspring and the Golden Ticket. If you just joined us, come about 6 minutes away. We'll give you that word to text in the keyword for a chance at thousands of dollars of free concert tickets. And speaking of free or needing some money to go to concerts, you have a new friend that you can ask money for, and you're probably not even aware of it. We're going to tell you about this next. Talk about this story. We'll tell you what kind of friend you should be looking for to hit up for some money if you need some, because they scored big. It's what they do for a career, what they do for a living. And we'll talk about that.
You're just trying to have everybody hang out with one person.
Well, no, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people that do this job, and they just got a massive raise, okay, in this field in Chicago. And we'll tell you who it is. So if maybe they're one of your friends, go, hey, man, spot me $1,000. That'd be cool, pretty cool.
A good way to not have them as a friend anymore.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, well, first off, let's get you taken care of. If you haven't done it yet, the code word for The Offspring coming up this weekend, ahoy. Text ahoy, AHOY to 312-591-8300 right now. So go do that, take care of that, and then you'll qualify for the golden ticket. Everything we do for an entire year, yes, that can be yours. It's amazing when you think about not having to worry about concert tickets. Think about that for a minute, how much time you spend worrying about it. And even if you're one of those people that aren't the big concert people, we're talking really a lot of times with the golden ticket to the people that live for live music. Maybe you just you've gotten away from it because concerts have gotten so expensive. And you just
I get that.
I totally get that. I know friends like that they just say, I don't even look anymore because I just can't put it in my budget because I've got 2 kids in daycare and all this.
And honestly, it's not just the concert tickets, right? So people are like, okay, I'm willing to pay that, but I'm going to want to get a drink while I'm there or the parking or whatever. But now we're taking that whole ticket off your plate. Who cares if you buy a beer while you're out, So a lot of people don't want to go to a show and not be able to fully enjoy it because you've pinched to even get there. So we're taking all that off your plate.
Yeah.
You can have just a blast.
Yeah,
Get some bougie dinners before.
It's like free money. And a wise man once said, quoting The Color of Money, Paul Newman, money won is so much sweeter than money earned. And you're kind of winning money because you're winning free concert tickets in that situation.
Well, it's like when they say you're playing with house money, you feel like that.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
You'll definitely have more fun. So
Big spender.
Text ahoy to 312-591-8300. Speaking of big spenders, how about this? So we've talked about this a little bit before. The Chicago UPS drivers. There was a big strike going on. It was actually an imposing strike. It didn't happen because they worked out a deal, made an incredible deal. And I had friends that worked at UPS and FedEx Ground, too, back in the day in college, throwing boxes on the truck because you make great money doing that by the hour. And it was a great way to help pay for college or whatever else. But I kind of teased by saying you may have some new friends you can maybe hit up for a little cash if you need some. Like, we're taking care of your tickets. We're your people. We're your person for that. UPS drivers now in the new contract will earn an average of $170,000 in annual pay and benefits by the end of the 5-year contract agreement. This, according to the UPS CEO, in an earnings call that happened when they worked out this deal. $170,000 a year.
I may quit this job.
You think you could wear those little shorts and then carry the boxes all out?
Is that a good question to ask me, Brian? Did you do the HR training?
Well, I'm just saying, could you wear that outfit?
Could I wear shorts
Well,
and a shirt?
Do you feel...
I'm doing both right now.
Was that inappropriate the way I worded that case?
It was super inappropriate.
Well, he's going to back you all the time anyway.
You think you could put those little shorts on? Why would you say that to me?
You think you can fit into those little shorts? Can you shimmy up in them?
It's really weird.
It's an outfit that's very specific.
For $170,000.
Okay, thank you for answering the question. I rest my case. Case closed. So,
I would do that job as a mascot if it was going to pay me $170,000.
I'd love to hear from our UPS drivers out there, somebody who drives at 312-591-8300, because first off, bravo. I am always happy when people succeed and get what they want when they fight for it.
Hell yeah.
And everybody's ordering. We sit in our couches and order all this stuff and expect it to be delivered very easily.
Well, that's what I was going to say. is there is an influx of shipping. There is way less stores, way less malls. You see it more. People order more and more and more online. And because of things like Amazon, we're so used to getting things in a day or two.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to order something and you're like, oh, I'll get that in a week or two? You do not have that expectation anymore. You want it faster. A lot of people do next day, same day deliveries because that's the pace you're used to.
Yeah.
This money is certainly being earned and certainly being made by the companies because shipping is more and more and more popular.
Yeah. I mean, it's
For
incredible.
sure.
And there's people texting him, but I want someone to call in so we can ask follow-up questions because maybe somebody's saying those numbers aren't completely accurate because you have to work weekends and holidays. Well, if you do to get that, you're still making 170 grand a year. I mean, I don't know.
You have to work every holiday, then?
Someone said that, but again, I don't know if they're a driver or what.
I would feel like that'd have to be overtime.
I'd love to hear
Or if there's a certain amount of holidays, you split them up, maybe?
Yeah, I do know a UPS driver, and I texted them trying to get them to call up right now. They're probably delivering stuff right now, but
Because they are busy. Holy crap. I mean,
I'm always...
I get so much stuff delivered, like from different, like the things that we have on like auto order and stuff. Because less and less stores are stocking things that I used to buy. There's so many products that I used to buy that are just no longer available in stores because it doesn't benefit them. Stores are closing, and you just keep having to order more and more online.
219 checked in. Shout out to local 142 Teamsters that are part of that UPS agreement. That's a Teamster Pat from Valpo.
Teamster.
But I just want to hear from if there happens to be a driver that's up there, you know, out and about right now, 312-591-8300. Because I'm actually curious if people saw this news story and then say, hey, man, I got this great investment idea. I need you to hit me up here. You got that, you know, get the big payday coming in there, you know? But yeah, I mean, even if it is overtime, holidays, you know, all that, whatever, it's still a big payday because when I was grinding, I mean, starting out in this business, I worked every New Year's, Christmas, and I was making a little bit less than that. How about everything less than that?
When I started in radio, now they're doing physical and manual labor. It's a little different. But when I started in radio,
true.
slightly different.
I'm comparing what I did to
Sitting in a studio.
Sitting here in the air conditioned room, these guys are loading boxes on a 110-degree day like today. Holy crap.
So a little different. But when I started in radio and I was doing overnight shows, I made minimum wage, which was $7.25. So I would be at the station for like 10 hours. I'm like, cool, I made $50.
You know,
Like,
this
it's like
money.
nothing.
I'm rich, biatch.
Especially after the taxes on that bad boy.
Now, Colton checked in on the text line, 217. I drive for FedEx as a contractor. Yeah, I've been watching UPS very carefully. They do the same job as me and make over double what I make.
Oh, wow.
FedEx, what's up, yo? Listen, I'm always ecstatic when people that do these jobs that help all of us out get the pay you deserve, or even if it's people might say bloated or whatever. Who cares? They're getting paid. But like to your point, Kenzie, we become this lifestyle. We want everything delivered to us easy. So we have Dan. We have Dan, the UPS driver, checking in from Midlothian. Dan, ahoy.
What's going on, Brian? How are you?
Good. Now, is that story accurate?
Well.
I'm sorry. What's that?
Hey, Kenzie as well. Sorry, I didn't want to leave it.
Hi. Oh, I love you.
All right, so is that story that's gone everywhere in the last couple days, is that accurate that the new 5-year deal, UPS drivers can make 170 grand a year in annual pay with benefits by the end of the 5-year agreement that started, I guess, this year?
Yeah, when you're at top scale and you basically have to work like 60 hours a week, nothing about the holidays. We're basically off most of the regular holidays anyway, so we wouldn't be able to work those.
Okay.
But yeah, those guys that do work 60 hours, which is a good amount of the drivers.
That's a lot.
I don't. I try to get home to my family.
Oh,
But
good person.
You work 60 hours, you're definitely going to pull in 170K when that 5-year progression goes through for the raise to get it.
And is that because of overtime pay? So you have the 40, and then if they work that extra 20 in overtime pay, they make that?
Yes, that's where most of our money, like good money, would come from, is overtime. I am lazy, so I want to get home to my family, so I don't do the overtime as much as I can.
But it's good to know, like, let's say you were saving up for a house, you can just kind of go for it and grind, and then you can, make that money, right?
Yeah, and the feeder truck drivers, which is the over-the-road, the semis, they typically work closer to 60 hours than we do, the people in my boxcar truck, package car.
Got it. So
You better hope your wife's not listening. She's going to be like, what's that? You're coming home less often, 170.
Your wife's like, get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? She's going to be hounding me once that goes through.
Right on. Well, thanks for letting us know. And I'm okay with that if it's, by your choice. Like, they don't look down on you if you don't take those extra hours, do they? Is it a good place to work and everything?
Yeah, it totally depends on your building, you know, and your manager. But they've been really good with me and letting me, you know, just get my stuff and get done. But not everybody's that lucky, and they're out working in 100-degree heat like all of us today till about 7 p.m.
That's right. It's a lot. It's hard work, right? It's hard.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's just boxes at the end of the day. They're just boxes. You can't let the boxes beat you.
Never. They can't let the boxes beat you.
It's all a mental game.
All right, Dan. Well, thanks for checking in, man. Give us that inside look, okay?
All right, guys. You guys have a great day.
Yep, be careful out there. Can't let the boxes win. That's the new.
Can't let the boxes beat you, baby.
Nope. No, Mike's taking it from Chicago. I'm not sure. Are you a UPS driver too, Mike?
No, but you know, did work for UPS in the past, and also I've been involved in contract negotiations for other unions. And one of the things they do is they'll tell you what your total compensation package is, and that includes the employer portion of your health care, any 401k contributions they're giving you. So when they talk about, you know, $170,000 in compensation, they're adding all of those things in there.
Okay. Now, it says it in the story, though. You'll earn an average of $170,000 in annual pay. It does say pay and benefits. You're right. So I see what you're saying there.
Right, yeah. So they make sure to throw the benefits in there. And, I mean, that adds – I mean, everybody knows what the cost of healthcare is now, and that really does add a lot to it.
How much do you think that takes out of the shmoney? Like, how much do you think is out? Like 20, 30, 10? Like, what do you think?
Well, as far as, like, how much the healthcare costs, like the employer?
Yeah, like, how much do you think they're actually making salary-wise without the benefits, like, being included? What do you think?
I think at the end of this contract, they're going to be somewhere in the upper 40s an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's not, I mean, if you do the math on that, that ends up being like in the upper 90s at, like annual pay for a 40-hour week. But again, they do work a lot of overtime. And those guys work hard.
They do.
I mean,
yeah, they do.
I worked at UPS, back in the day for a couple years, and it was hard work.
What do you do now? What do you do now?
I'm a Chicago firefighter now.
Oh, look at you.
You just won't take it easy at all.
Yeah, and I still keep my CDL. So, if I ever want to go back to driving trucks, I guess I could.
Also, man, you sound so Chicago. Like you sound like a Saturday Night Live character of Chicago.
I am from the South Side. I carry my garage key with me.
Hey, say like the Bears.
The Bears.
All right, man. Well, thanks for also protecting and serving and the firefighters, man. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys. Have a good day.
All right, bud.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
So we're about 9 minutes away from your next chance at the Golden Ticket. Tickets for The Offspring. All that coming up at 9 a.m. here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're going to play Portugal the Man here in a second. But just a wild thing going on with Portugal the Man's John Gorley and his wife Zoe, who have a daughter that's got one of the rarest conditions. I don't want to call it necessarily a disease because it isn't. It's a genetic mutation called DHDDS. It's one of only 6 cases in the world. And no one knows anything about it. They don't know what to do. The rarity of this case, there's like no medications, and insurance won't cover it either because it's not something that, health insurance makes a big deal about what you're going to cover.
So what is it, though? Like, what happens?
So the things that happen with her, they've had it since age 3, and they found out in preschool. It sounds terrifying. So developmental delays of just everything that a kid develops into with reading, writing, all the signs, walking, ADHD also. So basically she is half her age in development as a child.
Okay.
Based on what this mutation has caused. And they don't even know what to do because they know it's a genetic mutation. They have no clue on how to cure it or fix it or the symptoms of the problems, anything. They're trying different things, but they don't know what to do. And his daughter has this problem, and it's devastating to them, obviously, and to her.
I wonder what's different between this and other, I'm trying to think of the right word, but
mutations or?
Yeah, because I feel like there are so many that already exist that do slow your learning rates or things like that. So how is this one, how is there only 6 people with this one,
Beca-
right?
Because of how they identified it through genetic testing, that this DHDDS, they know that's the
so
one.
This one specific.
And there could be more people, but they don't know. Everybody that's done a genetic test, that's what this one is. There's only 6 in the world.
6 in the world.
And it's devastating. It's such a cute girl and, such good people, and they don't know what to do. And because they actually have to not just pay for the medical treatment, but they have to do research. They started a GoFundMe for $5 million because they don't, insurance won't cover it, and all the things that they do, which I don't know on a daily basis what it's like going through it. But, he's in a big band, right? People think, oh, he's got his life set. He's a multimillionaire. This will drain him pretty much of everything at the end of the day.
In a second, especially with something like this, because obviously there's, diseases, mutations, all sorts of things out there, genetic diseases that, even though they're smaller, there's still specialists.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine with 6 cases in the world, somebody probably hasn't been a specialist in this area.
There's no one. And there's specialists in genetic testing and mutations. For example, it says what happened was the delays in inattention from ADHD turned into tremors, drop seizures.
Oh, my God.
And again, they keep saying the phrase, she's like half her age developmentally in a situation going on. She's 12 years old. So she's development of a 6-year-old. That's terrifying for a parent. And I think a lot of our listeners have had something, when something happens in your child's development, it's first off, it's devastating. You can't sleep. You can't do anything. You're like, why me, maybe? Why our family? But it happens to everybody where something like this happens. And healthcare costs destroy your life in a lot of ways because think about people I know people that have several $100,000 in debt of health insurance, hospital bills, and they can't pay them. There's no way to catch up. You try to catch up and you can't.
You could just drown in those. And then what are you supposed to do? This isn't like an area where you get to cut back.
Yeah.
If you want to live, right? Like your life is priceless. There's this motivational speaker. So he's like, okay, if you were offered $1 billion, but you weren't going to wake up tomorrow, would you take it?
Oh my God.
And it's like, well, no.
Right.
And he goes, okay, so your life is literally worth more than $1 billion. Like, think about that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
When you put it in perspective like that. So, of course, of any dollar you have, if it's going to keep you alive, that's what you have to put it towards. And it's really, really sad. Like, medical bills and expenses, it's sad because what are people supposed to do?
Right. And I think, the perception is that, well, he can take care of it. Look at me. I'm working my job, minimum wage. I'm just trying to get by. But again, they need like $5 million at this point to just figure out the research to go for it and then figure out a way to treat it after that.
Right.
So we're really feeling, because we've done so much stuff, with Twisted Christmas last year, Portugal the Man with Lollapaloozas, all the shows we've done over the years at Q101 with Portugal the Man. And we're just feeling for the family. And there is a GoFundMe out there if you have the means to contribute a little bit, whatever, every little bit counts in this situation.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.